Hi there, year two. It is time for art. Thank you for your wonderful pictures from last week. I know some of you sent them to me, and we had some computer generated ones, and we also had some beautiful ones done by hand. They were fantastic. So I will be putting those on the gallery on Dragonfly for you all to have a look at. This week, we are going to be looking at an artist that we have actually looked at before. You may remember an artist called Mondrian, and we used some thin strips of black paper and colour paper to create some pictures. Anyway, our aim today is to use a range of tools on a computer program to reproduce a style of art. And of course, if you don't have the ability to do this, then you can do it by hand using paints, pastels, colour pencils, something like that. But if you are using the computer program, you're going to try and insert lines that are different sizes. You're going to fill the areas with different colours and draw lines and fill spaces with colour to recreate a piece of art. And it sounds a little bit easier than it is. You might find that you need to practice a couple of times to get it right. So who was Mondrian? You might remember a few facts about him. Pierre Mondrian was a Dutch artist who lived between 1872 and 1944. He started his working life as a primary school teacher, and his artwork has been widely copied from buildings, even to dresses. If you have a look at that picture, it's used one of his designs on a mini dress. As an artist, he worked mainly in Paris, capital of France, and he went back to school to learn about fine art. Mondrian became famous for creating art on a white background with straight lines and blocks of primary colours. And of course, the primary colours, there's three of them, are blue, red, and yellow. And remember, from those three primary colours, we can create any other colour or shade that we desire simply by mixing them. So Mondrian's style. These artworks have all been made in the style of Mondrian. Have a look at them and have a think about what's similar and what's different about them. Especially look at the third one, the one on the right. See if you can work out anything funny about that one. Well, the first one's got lots of smaller shapes, hasn't it, created by the black lines. The middle one is much larger. But this third one is actually made from Lego. So perhaps you want to have a go at doing this. In fact, I know some of my class, Robin's, we had a go at doing this in our class when we first studied him. And we created some very nice 2D artworks with Lego in the style of Mondrian. So we're going to use a computer program to make our own Mondrian work of art. What I'll do is I'll have a go and upload another separate video of me trying to do this. And I'll show you some of the errors that I made, some of the problems that I came across when I tried to do it. But what do we need the computer program to do? Well, you're going to need to draw straight lines, which is slightly harder than it looks. You might want to practice that before you create your perfect piece of art. And you're going to be filling the spaces with colour, so you'll be able to choose the colours you want. Now, obviously, you can choose primary colours, but you might want to experiment with different colours as well. So you've got the fill tool, the line tool, the size tool. That will change the width of your lines that you use. And then the colour. So you'll need to change only colour one for both line and the fill functions. Taking your time, very important. Don't rush. This type of art may look quick and easy, but it can very easily go wrong. And I'm testament to that because I've had an experiment the past couple of days and mine went a little bit wrong, but my final ones were better. Select the line tool. Try and draw a straight line. Is it perfectly straight? And what happens if it's not? What does a computer do? Now use the line tool to split your page into 6, so however you want. Select the fill tool, and for each section add a different colour to each square. Now you probably want to leave a couple of those squares white. But has it worked? And if not, why not? Can you spot what the problem is that you've done? What has happened? Okay, now you've practiced using those skills. You can go and have a go at producing your own Mondrian artwork, but do remember to take your time. Whilst you're working, have a think about how many lines you're going to include in your art. Have you tried to change the weight or thickness of the lines, and which icon do you need to press to do that? So you probably don't want a very skinny line, and you don't want a super chubby line either. You want it to be somewhere in between so that it's quite bold, but it leaves enough space for the blocks of colour that you're going to fill in. How many colours are you going to use? Well, have a think about which colours Mondrian used when making his artwork. Will it still look like a Mondrian artwork if you use different colours? So, for example, if you were to use pastel shades, red, blue and yellow, would that change the whole overall feel of the piece? Want to experiment? Well, make more than one piece of Mondrian art. And then you can try out different combinations and choose your favourite. For example, perhaps you could use pastel shades. And remember to save any that you want to keep. But remember, we're experimenting here, and art is a nice way of expressing yourself. There's no strict rules, so basically have fun. And if you don't have a computer, remember, just try using a piece of paper with a ruler, a black Sharpie or black colour pencil, and either colour pencils, pastels or paints to create your picture in the style of Mondrian. And I can't wait to see them. Good luck, everybody.